Hello and welcome to The Takeaway with Tyra. Thank you for joining me today. Now, so that you don't miss out on any of my updates, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also like hearing from you, so go ahead and like and comment. My guests are always exciting and have great things to share with us. What I do on this show is I have one guest and I ask them one question. Then they get the floor. So here we go. Thank you everyone for joining me on The Takeaway. And as you can see, I have Andy Burke with me today. Hi, Andy. It's hard to stay calm.
Yeah, sorry. Hi. How you doing?
Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining me today on The Takeaway.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Good. So what I wanted to talk to you about, because, you know, On Passive is growing in leaps and bounds. And I have been meeting more and more business people that are beginning to see the great value of hooking up with On Passive because of the kind of things that they offer. And I know we had spoke before, and you had kind of come into On Passive from that angle that you had a business and you were looking for ways to build leads and build your customer base and stuff. So I want to know about that. Like, why did you go from the business that you're doing, looking for leads, doing that end of it, to all of a sudden shifting into On Passive?
Good question. I've been in financial services for 35 years, and we survive on, or we do quite nicely with retirement planning. So guys that move from the UK across to the States or Canada, so expats mainly, that then want to do something with their UK pensions,
Okay.
make them work harder or have various advantages to switching, etc. So I was really looking to try and find a way of being able to boost the number of leads that were coming in. They were few and far between. We'd got a couple of systems in place, but they were kind of starting to slow down a little bit.
Okay.
And COVID hadn't helped, let's put it that way, or certainly wasn't helping. So I started doing some research about how to try and put a website together with a capture page and the advertising with Facebook and Google, like pay-per-click, etc. And I got rather confused about how to build the thing, and so it created a bit of a problem for me. So I contacted a company, one of the guys we use, and he said, yeah, no problem. I'll build you one of those. I'll build your website. I'll do your sales funnel. I'll keep the data, but you need to be able to pay for the, have a budget for the advertising. But it's going to cost you around £15,000, and I would budget for another £10,000 on top for the advertising for the first 3 or 4 months, something like this. You go, hold on a minute, no, I'm not paying that. And I wouldn't own the data, so I wouldn't have any of the details of what's come in unless it turns into a lead. So
Right.
I wasn't really keen on that idea. But while I was doing this research, I came across, I think it was one of Marty's adverts that said fully automated, website, domain name, capture page. This is just what I'm looking for. So I signed up there and then. I didn't even look at the information. I just thought, yeah, okay, automated everything. 75 quid. That's a night out for two. So yeah, right, I'm in. So I signed up. And then about 4 months later, I kind of thought, oh, I best have a look and see what's happening with this. I haven't really looked at it. Okay. So I started watching some of the videos that Mike Ellis had done, Marty had done, and I started reading up a little bit more about what was going on in the background, and then it kind of hit me, and you go, "Oh my God!" Right. So in simplistic terms, this company are going to register a domain name for me, build me a website, send specific targeted traffic to that website, close the sale, and pay me for doing it. What the hell am I in financial services for? You know, I got paid for a case that I completed in September 2019. I got paid this February. So 2021, yeah. So, and it's been like that my entire career. It's been horrendous. So you can sign a bit of business up, but then it's got to issue. It's got to, start up and be in the right place before any commission is released. So I just thought, I want out. I'm not bothered with this. And the rules are changing all the time, to be fair. And much as we keep up together with all the rules, and I have done for 35 years, I've got to that stage in life where do you know what? No, I'm really not that bothered. So as I said, if this company are prepared to do this, the bit I struggle with, if you like, is recruiting. So I don't want to have to recruit. And I've worked for I worked with an MLM company probably 1997, I think, something like that. So and it was cheap telephone calls, and I couldn't recruit it. So what I did was I took a week off work and I traveled around. I walked around door to door in all the shops in various different towns and villages type touch, and signed up a load of customers, and then did nothing more. So I was getting £600 or £700 a month coming in to pay my phone bill and what have you. And that came in for 4 or 5 years, and then it started reducing down and eventually stopped. But okay, it was good, but that's the bit I'm not good at. I'm not good at recruiting. And when I kind of understood what was going on with the setup, the genius setup that this man has created, you just think, wow, what more would I want to do? At the end of the day, I get to have a laptop lifestyle. Not that I haven't had a laptop lifestyle already, having been abroad for a number of years, but a true laptop lifestyle where basically my business grows without me doing anything, and I get paid while I'm asleep, because it's constant advertising globally. So I might get a customer in Russia, and then the following day in South America, and the following day in Australia, and South Africa. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I don't have to deal with these customers. They're not. I don't have to do any face to face. I don't have to sell over the phone. That's all done for me. Oh my God, this system is simple. I'm not technically minded by any stretch of the imagination, and I can't put a website together even if I wanted to. It's hard enough trying to register a domain name these days, and got caught out with GoDaddy and what have you. But trying to use GetResponse and trying to put a capture page together with GetResponse and then link that with something else was just a nightmare. So I kind of gave up.
I don't blame you. Well, it's interesting you brought up the whole fully automated, because you see so many businesses out there that are telling us we're fully automated, we'll do this, we'll do that. But then you get in and you get a closer look, and they didn't really tell you, well, but you have to do the advertising, you have to promote yourself, so are you saying, I mean, I know enough about On Passive, but I'm asking you this question for people that don't know. Are you saying that On Passive is different?
Totally. I mean, as I said, if you go elsewhere, you'd have to register a domain name and you'd have to build a website. So you get someone to build the website, whoever it might be. Then you've got to have a capture page, and the capture page is with someone else. So now I'm using 3 different companies just to register the domain name, set up a website, and a capture page. right? Then you got to go somewhere else to get someone who specializes in Facebook ads, for argument's sake, yeah, and knows how all the algorithms work, because I haven't got a clue. So that's 4. But then to either do all the email marketing, you've then got to have an Aweber account or a GetResponse account, and you're limited to the number of people that you can have in there. But again, I don't know how that works. I'm a figures man. I haven't got a clue. So that's 5 different entities I've got to deal with, and we're not even down to the sales yet.
Right.
So you know, I know I kind of got so confused. I bought a couple of books. I read the books, and it took me ages to read the books, but I got more confused. And as I said, when I saw this thing about that Marty put out, everything's automated. Right? Okay, I'm in,
Okay.
and I didn't really pay any attention to it
Wow.
and then the light bulb comes on, and you go, "Oh my God, I've wasted 4 months. What are you doing?" So yeah.
Well, that's the thing. People start to realize, you come in thinking, okay, well, some of those points that you made about automation, and we don't have to be doing it. The company's going to be doing the advertising. But you come in, and I've heard this story before. Many people have just kind of come in and sat on it. And I wonder why, if it takes a while for us to realize that it sounds too good to be true, but then we begin to realize it. And you said the light bulb moment, like, it's like, wait a second, this is too good, and it is true.
Well, it is, but in my experience, people have focused on what they've been interested in. So I talk to other financial services guys that are still in the industry, and I say, look, I've got this opportunity that I think you should take a look at. Oh no, I'm just interested in doing the pensions. Okay, fine, but here's a video, have a look at that, type touch. And several of them have come back now and said, oh, this is interesting, can I make this work for my business? Well, absolutely, that's why I contacted you in the first place. But everyone's focused on what they're doing at the moment. They're not looking necessarily for something else. And although I was looking for something, I was looking for something to make my other business simpler and easier. Yeah. And but then, having then understood the background and understood how it's been set up and what have you, then you get the light bulb moment. You go, yeah, okay, now I get it. Right, I'm out of financial services. That's it. I don't need anything else. This is the last business you'll ever need.
So
You don't need to go elsewhere.
you're done. You're not going to do the financial service end of it. You're just going to do on passive, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Happy
Absolutely.
dance. Total freedom.
Yeah.
Total freedom.
Absolutely. I mean, as I said, I've done financial services since the mid '80s, and I've had enough. I'm sick and tired of constantly having to wait to be paid. One, you work for a company, put money under management, and you're supposed to get a return from that assets under management that you've done. And there's not one company. Well, there is. The guy I work with now is a very good friend of mine. He's the only one that's never not paid me on time. Everybody else has So I've just had enough of that. And as the way that this has been structured, the company is building us a business. Okay, plain and simple. So I was going to spend 25,000, if you like, 10,000 on the advertising, 15,000 on building this website and the capture page with the data that I didn't own. If you like, on passive, are doing exactly the same thing. The difference is that once I've got 3 customers, the cost doesn't come out of my pocket anymore. It comes out of the company's paying me and then taking it back, if you like, to cover the cost of building that business. So this is pure genius.
Yes.
So in other words, if we're talking £25,000, the company is setting my business up, and it's costing me less than £300 including the activation fee, if you like. So it's, you know, 2,400, 24,700, yeah, and 300 has gone towards the cost of the bid. All right, so next month I'm paying roughly £200 again, or $250 approximately, whatever the figure might be, but 200 odd pounds. I'm paying that again for them to do the same thing, to continue to build my business. The difference is I've now got 3 customers on board, and the commissions that I'm receiving for that cover everything.
Right.
So it's not costing me anything. And then all of a sudden you start to get paid to use these products. Well, as I said, I'm not techie in the in every sense of the word. I'm not, just don't understand that. So I don't need to use the products. It's like having a light bulb. You turn the light bulb on and off. Well, I know the light comes on if I turn it on, but I haven't got a clue how electricity works.
Right.
Yeah, so with on passive, it's exactly the same thing. I've got these various products, and yes, there are things that I will use, like mail, for instance. But everything else is like, what? I haven't got a clue. Yeah, but it's there. But I'm now getting paid to use whatever I do use. So I'm getting paid to use my email, or I'm getting paid to use WhatsApp or social media. Fabulous. Now, who in their right mind then leaves a company that's paying them to use the products that they already use? Because we don't get paid at the moment to use our email. We don't get paid to search on Google. We don't get paid to go on Facebook. It's amazing. So, and there's 4.5 billion potential customers here. I've never had a customer base, or a potential customer base, that large ever. We might be lucky with 100 people in a year with the type of leads that we get. So, it becomes a total different kettle of fish.
Oh, indeed. Well, I mean, if you start doing a little bit of math and a little bit of dreaming, and what you're saying, if I say get my husband a position, and maybe I get myself and my kids, and I've got this 3, now all of a sudden I'm getting a profit share of this. It wouldn't take very long for me to be making some good returns. It
No,
could
not
be
at all.
6 months.
Yeah, I mean, I like to be extremely conservative,
Right.
okay, because we don't know what the figures are. We don't know the compensation plan. It is proprietary, and it is being patented. That we do know. Okay. All we do know is the cost is going to be between £200 and £300 to activate the account. Yeah. So let's assume it's 250,
Right.
right in the middle. And we also know from Ash that if you have 3 customers in your group, it's free, and you make a small additional. So if you divide 250 by 3, roughly $85 is what you would get for a direct customer. Now, you're not going to get the same for the customers that your customers have brought on board.
Right.
You wouldn't expect to get that, but you'll get something. So again, I would make an assumption, but let's say, for argument's sake, that you do absolutely nothing. You don't believe in the system. You don't do anything. You just let the company go to work and do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes you plus your 3, that's 4, times 3 is 12, plus your 4, 16, 16 times 3, 48, plus your 12, 64. So, and so on. So at the end of the first year, bearing in mind it's taken 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and 3 months to provide 3 customers each time, again, an assumption, that's 256 in your group. Now, we know from that 12 of them are direct because
Right.
of the way, yeah. So those 12 at $85 a time are 1,020. So if I make an assumption that the other 244 are $4 each, that's roughly $2,000 a month. Okay, now I'm from the UK. I've dealt with retirement planning my whole life, my whole career. I know that the average retirement pension pot in the UK is £61,897.
Okay.
And I guarantee that those people have probably been paying in £50 a month for 30 years to get that.
So you said 61,000?
Yeah, the total value of the pension pot, £61,897.
The total.
The total. That's nothing, is it? It's absolutely nothing. But that is, in fact, the average pension pot in the UK.
And so if we convert that, do you know how to convert it to like US
Multiply it by
Canada?
roughly 1.4.
Okay.
Oh, US, I'm doing US. I don't know what the Canadian exchange rate is, but let's call it $100,000.
Total. Total.
Total.
As long
That's
as
it.
you live, that's what you better live off.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, again, you have a social security system. We have national insurance, so you pay the national insurance. That gives you a pension as well.
Right.
From the state. Now, the problem we know with what's going on in the UK in particular is there's not enough money in the kitty. So either pensions are going to reduce, or you're going to have to pay more into it while you're working. But for the moment, the average pension is £137.60 a week, which is £7,155 a year. Yeah, add that to the £3,000 a year that you can draw from your 61 grand, your pension pot. That's a total of just over £10,000 a year. So in monthly terms, £846 a month. Right, I don't know about you, but I've never been able to survive on £846 a month, or roughly $1,200.
Okay, folks, if you're not crying yet, I mean, like that's the very thing. Why, personally, I bought more than one position. I want several streams of income.
Yeah. Everyone has a different income goal. Those in India, for instance, $2,000 a month is like being a millionaire, because their daily rate might only be $15 a day.
True.
For someone in the UK, as I said, a retirement income is £846 a month. After the first year, you'd have £1,450 odd a month coming in from on passive without doing anything.
With one position, one stream of income.
With one position. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, guys, I hope you're getting this. I always start to wrap up with that whole thing. What are we taking away from this? And oh my goodness, what Andy has been sharing with us is a whole load to take away, because this is going to be one of those videos that you're going to want to listen to again, because seriously, look at what's going on globally, and the pressure and the economy and jobs, and who wouldn't want something lined up sitting there? And as Andy brought up, you can get involved, or you can be completely passive and let the company build for you.
Just if you think about this, Tara, so if you did something, if you got 9 others that you shared this idea with, now there's 10 of you to begin with. So at the end of the first year, instead of 256 in your group, you've got 2,560. Okay, so yeah, just from 9 others. All right, so there's 10 of you now instead of the 1 to start with. So it goes through 2,560. Now, if 256 is worth roughly $2,000 a month, you can multiply that, by 10. It's roughly 20,000 a month.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now who in their right mind would still be working in a job that's earning you $4,000 a month when you're earning 20 for doing absolutely nothing?
Exactly.
And the real bad news is it's going to grow again the following year, and again the following year, and again the following year. Now, what they do in the UK with your pensions and your retirement planning is they go, oh, sorry, we can't afford to pay you that. We're going to reduce your pension down, not keep it going above inflation. They're going to reduce it down. So I know where I'd rather be, and I've been looking for something like this for 50 odd years. At the end of the day, this is, for me, the last business I will ever need.
No kidding. No kidding. It you stop and you start thinking about these numbers, and it's like, why would you want to go any other direction? And what is going to be the biggest issue people are going to be having as you're growing your wealth monthly, yearly, is finding a place to put that money so that you're not paying half of it in taxes.
Do you know, we back in the early 80s when I first joined the industry, we had a guy who was driving around in a Lamborghini Countach. He was earning 100,000 a month, which was mega money. Back in the 80s, it was mega money anyway. And he used to stroll into the office. It was all override that he was getting off all the little people at the bottom and everything else. That didn't matter. The fact was that we had this training session, and he sat us all down in a class, all the new guys, and said, right, what I want you to do is to write down, if you're earning 100,000 a month, what would you go spend it on? So, people put down house, car, holiday home,
Right.
and then run out of things to buy, because the whole point is that they're used to 2,000 or 1,000 or 500 pound a month, or 5,000, not 100. All of a sudden it's not computable. So what would you do with it? Now Ash has already said that realistically, to survive and do the things that he would like to do, it's $1,000 a day for him and the family. That's 30,000 a month. Anything over and above that, what would you spend it on? Now, I love the UK and Ireland team. We're actually getting on very, very well together, and we come up with lots of ideas. Red's very good with this as well. But every single one of us already know we're sorted because we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not worried about the money anymore. What we're worried about is what the hell we're going to do with it all, or who we're going to give it to.
I love that problem. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. But again, people don't seem to comprehend this. It's not the norm. It's something different. And on passive is different. It's a correction to the corruption. And very few people believe what's happening until they get engaged. And then once they get engaged and they understand, then they have the light bulb moment like the rest of us and go, oh my God, why aren't I in?
Yeah.
But you can lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink.
No, so true. So true. Well, Andy, we're going to begin to wrap this up because there's a whole part 2 we could do on what we're going to do with all of that. Because, I mean, goodness sake, on passive constantly, we're all talking about the things we can do to help humanity. And as I said, that would be a part 2. So, Andy, this was fabulous. Thank you so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate what you shared with us.
Thanks for asking me.
Yes. And everyone else, thank you so much for joining us. Please reach out to Andy or myself. We would be more than willing to help you because it is by invitation only. Check out our company website. We're at onpassive.com, and it is packed full with information about OnPassive. So hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.